Welcome back. A reminder that the Maya Eventhoff Lush Landscapes exhibit will be displayed here at Koyman Galleries off of SARAH3 Boulevard until November 5th. For those who may have missed our conversation a little bit earlier in the morning, how would you describe Maya Eventhoff's work?
Very colorful, very lush, lots and lots of texture. They're eye-catching. They're real focal points for the gallery, but also for any home that they might go into.
Conversation starters, I'm sure.
Absolutely, they do become conversation starters. Again, people just love to go right up to them and can't get enough of the color, the way she applies the paint. I mean, she's using a palette knife. In many cases, she's starting off with a very abstract piece of work. So the beginning is never anything like the end, which is a good thing because it is expressive to a large degree. And she is able to really bring it all together fairly quickly and put together something like this beautiful landscape.
What is a palette knife?
A tool that an artist would be using, which she uses extensively. A lot of artists are very comfortable using it, applying, in lieu of a brush, applying paint onto a canvas with a palette knife.
Okay, and so that's how she gets that thick texturized finish.
Yes.
Okay, because you're right. I mean, you mentioned that you almost want to touch them, although you of course can't.
You almost want to touch them. The other part of it is that she's using, they almost look wet, so she is using acrylic paint, lots of it, with her palette knife, but she's also using a very heavy acrylic over top, which really accentuates the color, and it also makes the piece appear wet. Again, that whole thing about accentuating the texture and lushness of the work. And if you speak to Maya, that's what it's about for her. She wants you to really feel the leaves, and in this case we don't have fruit, but when she's painting fruit, again, you want to take a bite out of that fruit or really smell the flowers if it's a floral meadow that she is painting.
So now part of the services that you offer here at Koyman Galleries is, of course, to not only introduce people to different works of art and explain the technique behind them, but also to find appropriate places for them in their homes.
That's right.
Looking at a piece like this, where would you say it could work perfectly, and where are areas you should stay away from?
Well, big pieces of Maya's, I mean, are showstoppers. They really need a nice, large space. So, you know, a focal point, like if you've got a big grand mantelpiece, I think that would be a great space for one of her pieces. A dining room would be a wonderful space. If you've got a nice sized living room, placing one of Maya's pieces really will make that room just come to life. It kind of will bring the outside in. And will be a huge conversation piece for people visiting your home, absolutely. And you know, one other thing, even if you do not have a very large space or a very large room, again, people have a tendency to put very small pieces into very small pieces into a smaller space, thinking that's the way they need to go. Okay. Which is a complete fallacy. Bigger is better. It makes a space look more grand. So it will take your space up a notch when you put one of Maya's pieces in there.
Okay. And before we go, price points. Have you got something to fit every budget?
We do, actually. The gallery really prides itself on showcasing a variety of artists across a variety of different price points. So, you know, we can address everyone's needs and everyone's price point. We don't look away to anyone, absolutely. That's one of the things that is really important to us.
And you and I were discussing earlier about how pieces like this truly are an investment, and they're not only displayed on your walls for the, you know, throughout your lifetime, but are handed down to your children and your children's children. So if you head to the Koyman Gallery website, you can look at all of the information. A reminder that the Maya Eventhoff exhibit will be displayed here until November 5th.